When people dream of Europe, they picture Parisian boulevards, Rome's ancient ruins, or London's skyline. But beyond those overexposed postcards lies another Europe. Quieter, cheaper, and in many ways more authentic. Let's journey across the continent from the misty Pyrenees to the far edge of the Baltics and count down the 15 most underrated capitals in Europe. Number 15. Andorra la Vella. Andorra, somewhere between Spain and France, tucked deep in the Pyrenees, lies a capital most people only notice when zooming out on a map. Andorra la Vella isn't the kind of city you pass through. You rise to it. Roads twist through pine forests, and suddenly you're surrounded by mountains so close it feels like the sky forgot to leave room for them. The air is thin, sharp, and impossibly clean. Locals wander between cafes and boutiques selling everything tax-free, but no one seems in a hurry. One moment you're sipping coffee with a view of snow-dusted peaks. The next you're in a thermal spa where the water steams against the cold. Evenings are quiet, fires flicker behind stone walls, and there's a feeling that the rest of Europe is somewhere far below. Andorra la Vella isn't flashy. It's Europe's calm exhale. Number 14. Reykjavík, Iceland. You don't visit Reykjavík for monuments. You visit because it feels like the edge of the world is still humming with warmth. The capital spreads along a northern bay where colorful rooftops stand out against black volcanic rock. The air smells faintly of the sea and sulfur, a reminder that the earth here is very much alive. Locals move at their own rhythm. They work, they play, they soak in geothermal pools, no matter the weather. Music drifts from tiny bars, murals cover concrete walls, and everyone seems to know someone who's in a band. By night, the sky becomes a show of green lights flickering over the harbor while the city glows in soft yellows below. Reykjavík isn't just a stopover to Iceland's landscapes. It's the soul that gives them meaning, a mix of art, defiance, and quiet endurance at the edge of the Arctic. Number 13. Bratislava, Slovakia. Here's the thing about Bratislava. It's surrounded by louder neighbors. Vienna, Prague, and Budapest get all the attention, leaving this small capital to quietly surprise the few who stay. The old town feels like something out of a forgotten storybook. Pastel houses, cobblestones polished by centuries of footsteps, and street cafes where laughter competes with church bells. From the hilltop castle, the Danube snakes past in slow motion, and you can see 3 countries at once. It's that kind of place, compact, human, easy to like. Locals don't rush, prices don't sting, and every corner feels lived in, not staged. You'll find quirky statues, tucked away jazz bars, and views that belong to nobody's bucket list yet. Bratislava isn't a city that tries to impress. It catches you off guard, simple, friendly, and just a little addictive. Number 12. Tirana, Albania. There's no other capital in Europe quite like Tirana. For decades, it hid behind concrete walls and quiet streets. Now it's exploding with color, noise, and confidence. Walk through the center and you'll see apartment blocks painted like murals, relics of communism turned into art museums, and palm-lined boulevards filled with life. Old men play chess in parks while teenagers crowd cafes that spill onto sidewalks. The air hums with traffic and music, a mix of old Balkan spirit and new optimism. Bunk art, once a Cold War bunker, now hosts contemporary art. It's a perfect symbol of how the city rebuilds from its past without erasing it. Tirana isn't polished yet, but that's part of its charm. It's messy, loud, and full of movement, a capital that feels alive in every sense of the word. Number 11. Luxembourg City, Luxembourg. Luxembourg doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't have to. Perched across dramatic gorges, it looks like a fantasy city built on cliffs. One minute you're walking across a medieval bridge lined with lanterns. The next you're standing before glass skyscrapers that mirror the clouds. The blend of old and new is effortless, like centuries politely agreeing to coexist. Locals switch between French, German, and English mid-sentence, and yet the atmosphere remains calm, never hurried. There are gardens tucked into old fortifications, cafes with terraces overlooking valleys, and sunsets that turn the stone walls gold. Despite being one of Europe's richest countries, there's nothing pretentious here, just quiet confidence. Luxembourg feels like it's hiding in plain sight, elegant, layered, and far more intriguing than anyone expects when they first arrive. Number 10. Sarajevo, Bosnia, and Herzegovina. You can't really walk through this city without feeling something. Not nostalgia exactly, more like a quiet respect. One street smells like coffee and grilled meat. Another carries the echo of church bells and the call to prayer at once. Bullet holes still mark some walls, but people don't stare at them anymore. They've become part of the scenery, like the hills that guard the valley. Sit in Bashcharshiya long enough, and you'll start to notice how Sarajevo moves slowly, proudly, as if it's earned the right to take its time. Locals talk to strangers. Strangers become friends over strong coffee served in copper pots. And for a moment, the world feels smaller. It's not a city built to impress you. It wants you to understand it, and that somehow makes it unforgettable. Number 9. Tbilisi, Georgia. It takes only a few minutes in Tbilisi to realize how stunning imperfection can be. The city looks as if someone stitched centuries together, domed churches from the past, Art Nouveau balconies tilting over cobbled lanes, and bold glass bridges slicing through it all like strokes of modern art. It shouldn't make sense, but it does beautifully so. Everything here feels hand-woven. The scent of fresh bread drifting from a tiny bakery, tangled vines creeping up stone walls, the distant hum of prayer and laughter blending into one soundtrack. As the sun sets over the Kura River, the city glows in gold and amber, soft, uneven, and breathtakingly real. Tbilisi isn't a postcard kind of beautiful. It's the kind that lingers, layered and alive, like a masterpiece that never stops evolving. Number 8. Tallinn, Estonia. It's hard to believe a place like this still exists. The old town looks straight out of a painting, with cobbled lanes, pastel houses, and towers that once kept watch for invaders, but now mostly watch over tourists with cameras. Yet, Tallinn isn't stuck in its fairy tale shell. Behind those medieval walls, startups hum, students crowd laptop cafes, and everything seems wired to Wi-Fi and history at the same time. You can spend a morning climbing up to Tompi Hill for a postcard view, then wander down to a bar serving craft beer for half the price of anything in Scandinavia. There's an honesty in how the city mixes eras. Nothing feels over-polished. Tallinn doesn't need to convince you it's special. By the time the church bells echo across the rooftops at dusk, you already know it is. Number 7. Vilnius, Lithuania. This city feels like it was built to surprise people. The first thing you notice is the Baroque towers and red roofs spilling down the hills, but stay a little longer, and you'll find the soul hiding in its side streets. Artists have taken over once empty courtyards and turned them into studios, jazz bars, and candle-lit cafes. Then there's Užupis, a tiny neighborhood that decided it was its own republic, complete with a tongue-in-cheek constitution promising the right to be happy and even to be lazy. It's whimsical, sure, but also deeply human, like the city itself. As night falls, the cobblestones glow warm under the lanterns, and Vilnius softens into something that feels both ancient and alive. Number 6. Chișinău, Moldova. It's not the kind of city that tries to impress you on arrival. The streets are wide, the buildings gray, the first impression a little blunt. But give it time, Chișinău has layers that only reveal themselves slowly. The parks here are huge and unexpectedly peaceful. Old men play chess beneath trees while vendors sell wine that tastes like it came from someone's backyard. Cafes spill onto sidewalks, not because of tourism, but because that's just how people live. There's a strange comfort in how ordinary it all feels. No crowds, no curated experiences, just life moving at its own pace. Number 5. Podgorica, Montenegro. Most travelers treat Podgorica like a waiting room, a stop before the beaches or the mountains. Big mistake. The capital might not come dressed in old-world glamour, but that's exactly what makes it feel real. Two rivers slice through the city, their banks turning gold as the sun dips behind the hills. Locals fill the cafes that spill onto the pavements, and conversations stretch long after the coffee's gone cold. There's no curated charm here, no one trying too hard to impress. Instead, you find small, unscripted moments. A violinist under a bridge, kids playing by the river, laughter floating from some hidden bar. It's raw, lived in, still figuring itself out, and that honesty is what makes it magnetic. Number 4. Skopje, North Macedonia. At first glance, Skopje feels like a puzzle someone forgot to finish. Marble statues everywhere, Soviet blocks beside Ottoman mosques, a fortress watching over glass bridges. It's chaotic, bold, even a little absurd. But give it a day. The old bazaar hums with the smell of grilled meat and Turkish coffee. Shopkeepers chat across narrow alleys. And the Vardar River mirrors a skyline that shouldn't work, yet somehow does. There's humor here, and pride locals know their city's odd, but they wouldn't have it any other way. When night falls, and the monuments light up like a fever dream, the chaos softens into something oddly beautiful. Skopje doesn't reveal itself easily. Number 3. Valletta, Malta. You don't arrive in Valletta, you ascend into it. Built on golden stone and sunlight, the city rises straight out of the sea like it's been waiting for centuries to be noticed. Every alley feels deliberate. Worn steps, blue shutters, laundry swaying above the cobbles. You turn a corner, and suddenly there's the Mediterranean glittering, endless. The air smells of salt and bread, church bells roll through the streets, and everything moves at the unhurried pace of a place that knows it's beautiful. By evening, the limestone glows honey yellow, and the city feels suspended between history and dream. Most people come to Malta's beaches, not realizing this tiny capital holds its heart. Valletta doesn't beg for admiration. It earns it quietly, one perfect sunset at a time. Number 2. Ljubljana, Slovenia. There's a calm that settles over you the moment you step into Ljubljana. The river slides through the center like a mirror, cafes lean close to the water, and the air smells faintly of roasted coffee and rain. No one here seems in a rush. People linger, talk, laugh, then talk some more. The bridges are draped with flowers. The castle above looks like an old friend, and the whole city feels too kind to be real. It's hard to say where the charm begins. Maybe it's in the music from street corners, maybe in the easy smiles of strangers. Ljubljana doesn't demand your attention. It earns it through grace and quiet confidence. For a capital so small, it holds an impossible kind of peace, the kind you'll spend the rest of your trip trying to find again. Number 1. Riga, Latvia. For a capital city, it's strangely humble. No rush, no noise, just a quiet kind of confidence that grows on you. It just seeps into you, one street at a time. Mornings start with the smell of bread from old bakeries. Tram bells echoing through fog that rolls off the Daugava River. The city's beauty isn't the loud kind. It's layered, textured, a little melancholy. Markets buzz, jazz spills from basement bars, and there's always someone ready to share a story over black coffee or something stronger. It's Baltic and Bohemian at once, cold air, warm hearts. Maybe that's why it feels so magnetic. It doesn't just look good, it feels good. Riga doesn't chase visitors, but everyone who passes through ends up wishing they'd stayed longer.